Welcome to the Strive305 podcast, everyone. My name is Tico Casamayor. I am your host, and my co-host, Irvans Augustin, here with us today.
Here, folks.
We have crazy stuff here today. Besides having a beautiful guest back here, and I'm not being disrespectful, her husband's right there. He's not going to get mad at me because I told him I was going to say that. So we have Kat with us here today, but I'm not going to introduce her yet. I'm not going to talk about her yet because I have a bunch of other stuff to talk about.
I was going to ask, what is all this?
Apparently, all this comes here today because Kat has been on the Kelly Clarkson show. She was on another show here in the back today. Her family's all here today as well because she's excited to be on the #1 podcast in all of America. By the way, do you know that we get rebroadcast live on Sirius XM?
We do. We're starting.
We do. Slam right for, no, it's already started. So you'll be
started already?
35 million possible viewers. Okay, but I want to make some intros. We have two spectacular sponsors here today. One of them is Exquisito Gourmet, that's spelled with an S, and the other one is Candles by M&M. And I'm going to bring the girls over here. Girls, come. I want them to come so that you can see them because they've brought some spectacular things. So we have a beautiful charcuterie and catering is what Exquisito does. And this is Yusara. She's the one that does all that stuff. So if you guys need catering.
You made all this? You put all this together? That was all you?
Yusara, how do we find you? Where do we find you? Let me see. I know we have a QR code here. If you got, I don't know if it's scannable on there. But Yusara, we find you on, what's your Instagram? Because I want to tell me, what's your Instagram?
Yes. The Instagram?
Yes.
It's Exquisito Miami.
Exquisito Miami.
Exquisito
but it's spelled
Miami.
with an S, not ES. Exquisito with a Q, Miami. So look her up if you guys need catering.
That looks amazing.
If you need charcuterie boards, delicious. And I'm told that I can eat these. They have not been sprayed for review. Yes, they haven't been sprayed or anything with gloss. We can eat them. And we also
they're not the displays they're not the displays that they have at the bakery. You can actually eat these.
You can eat these, and they're not prefixed for photo shoots or anything like that. But I mean, you're gonna go first, obviously, and if you survive, then I'll eat.
You're gonna go first.
We have also Veronica from Listen to This. How cool! M&M Candles by M&M. But M&M,
these are yours.
Yes,
you made
M&M is Madison and Mason. Those are her kids. So that's what M&M is. So if you buy candles, you're supporting her kids.
These smell great.
Don't be mean. And check this out, Irvans. Look what that says right there. That one has my logo on it.
AC Graphics?
Yes, sir. AC Graphics. I do have a job.
Jeez,
I work sometimes.
Put your name on everything, dude.
Yes. And look, what are these little guys?
Those are the candle melts.
Candle melts?
Wax melts.
Wax melts. Okay, cool. We got some of that. And what is this little guy? This big guy here?
Yeah. That's our wine bottle. It's organic soy candle.
Organic soy candle. I don't know if they can hear, so I'm saying it again. Don't think I'm saying it because I'm slow. I'm just repeating in case they're not picking it up back there. Yeah. How beautiful is this? Wow.
I love it. They're gorgeous. Yeah.
I'm going to keep this. And I'm going to keep all of these because they have my logo on it.
You keep the one with your name on it.
You can keep whatever these things are again.
Enjoy.
Oh, wow.
And you can keep the business cards. All right, very excited. Thank you, both of you, for being. Wait, how do we find you? How do we find you, M&M?
Instagram is Candles by M&M.
Candles by M&M.
Yes.
I want everybody out there supporting her kids because this is for her kids, not for her. She won't buy anything for herself. It's all for her kids. Speaking of kids, okay, you guys can go.
Thank you.
I knew it was going to be difficult getting out of here, but I'll throw them out if I have to. Speaking of kids,
yes,
this is who we have here today. Someone special, someone that helps kids, and she's going to tell us our story. So, Kat, I'm going to let me finish my intros.
Yeah, do your intro.
I got to thank you, Wells Fargo. They support our website. They're big sponsors of the website, strive305hub.com. Our mission here is to support small businesses, bring resources to the small business community, let them know everything that's going on. And we have a lot of great stuff happening.
I know, everything's been all over the place.
We came out on something, I forget what it is, Fortune, is that that's a website, right? Or something?
Yeah, most definitely.
We came out in a website.
We?
Yes, sir.
That's
yes, sir. With the Spanish podcast.
Oh, I haven't looked at the
news all weekend.
I got to go look at that.
I'll send you
that's cool.
So we're getting great exposure. I was told something today you're going to love, Irvans. Before we existed, you and I, and the podcast, the Strive305 Hub website was generating maybe 200 views, something like that. I don't know if that was a month, a week, or a day, but it was 200 views.
Right.
And since now we're up to like 2,500. So that's how much we've over 100 times the views.
Now you should
Thanks to us.
You should get a raise now, dude.
We both should, right? It's incredible.
Twice as much of nothing is nothing.
It's nothing,
Oh,
but
that's
still,
awesome.
it's something. Okay, so I got that. Well, we've got to thank our mayor, Levine Cava. Without her, Strive305's initiative
Would
wouldn't
not
be here.
be.
And our leader, who's like basically our master because he's abusive, is Manny Sid.
Manny Sid.
Manny Sid. He's a legend in Miami Lakes and becoming a legend now in the county because he's got this Strive305 blowing up like you can't imagine.
Awesome.
He's everywhere.
We take the credit, but it's really him that does all the work. But we
Right.
take the credit because we're in the face. So I got Manny down, and then our coach. Oh God, I'm almost terrified to say the name because he may show up. Grant Miller and Michael Miller, our
Grant
hosts,
Miller.
Community News, the number one studio in all of Florida now, thanks to our number one podcast. They've blown up to be the number one podcast studio in Florida.
You have a great space here, so.
Yep, 100%. And then now our guest, Kat Barrow-Horth, correct?
That's me.
That's her, but even cuter and better than her is her son back over there, which we can't say that he's here because he's not supposed to be here right now.
sick. You're
Do
gonna
you want
blow
to come
his-
out really quick on the
you're
video?
gonna
Come
blow
on
his
over here really quick
cover.
on the video.
Come say hi, buddy.
This kid is too good looking not to come out on video. Get on this side. And here, feel free.
You're
Take over.
blowing
You
his
should be a new
cover.
host.
Hey!
Hey.
Tell him your name
My name is Ronan Horth.
and
I'm 10 years old, and
And can you do any accents?
yes, and I could do British accent because I was Lord Farquaad.
he's the best. From what I understand, he speaks English, Spanish, a little Mandarin. You spoke there with Grant, and what else? No French, right? That's the one he got us with.
That's
right?
next week.
Incredible. Sorry, everybody. I tried to replace her with him as a guest, but she wouldn't let it happen.
I would. Right.
Okay, that's it. You can go back unless you want to stay with us the whole time. You can.
Thanks for stopping by.
But he's got to do homework. All right, so I think I'm done. You got to take over because one more thing. Representing District 7, County Commissioner Raquel Regalado. That's what district she comes from. So I have to
That's
mention
awesome.
our district commissioner for today's show.
Did we get all the commissioner districts on here yet? I think we're pretty
getting
close.
there. We're getting there. We have another one coming next week. So for next week, we'll have a commissioner if you want to make sure to watch. Can I keep going? I have more. I can talk about her and then let you go. I'm going to talk about more. Okay, she's the founder of the nonprofit Comic Kids.
Yes.
And you also have Robin Ryle Fine Art Gallery. Wow, you have a lot of cool stuff I want to hear about. She also is Comic Kids. Oh, Comic Kids is a Miami-based nonprofit whose mission is to make art free and accessible to children by teaching them how to draw comic, cartoon, and book characters. I told you it was about kids. This is beautiful stuff. You're gonna love this. I hope Irvans does a good job today because you really gotta.
Great job.
And like I said, she's been on the Kelly
I can't
Clarkson
go
show.
wrong. She's done so much.
And she was on a show here before, but today's gonna be the best show she's gonna be on. All right, that's it, Irvans.
This is awesome.
We got to get your Miami Minute in too.
Oh, let's do that real quick.
Yeah. Irvans is famous
Because
for his
it's
Miami
really-
Minute. Watch how cool this is.
No, it's a fun one.
Can I drink these waters?
Yeah,
not laced
everything.
with it?
You
All right, good.
have the
They're
sandwich
not
too.
laced.
I know. I'm not sure they don't have any THC
What
in
kind
it.
of podcast
Only
is
one of them is out of the four, so pick wisely.
Hey, I'm officially a
Choose
professional
wisely.
cooking podcast host as well now. Irvans and I are going to start doing cooking shows. So.
Oh. Do you know how to cook?
I do not, but we're
No.
bringing a cook.
Okay.
And
All we
look,
have to do
everybody, in
is
case you forgot
all we
my
have to
name,
do is eat.
that's my name right there.
great
This is
kind
a
of
thank you
show.
card.
Can I be in that show?
Oh no, Grant Miller's creeping in. Everybody, don't look because he'll come on set.
Let's do this Miami Minute real quick here.
Go for it.
Welcome to the Miami Minute. Bite-sized insights, history, and random Miami facts for your day. In honor of today's guest, the founder of Comic Kids, a nonprofit bringing art classes to children, I started thinking about how deeply art has shaped Miami's history. It began in the 1920s with Art Deco movement, giving Miami Beach its pastel skyline that still defines the city. In the 60s and 70s, Cuban exile artists transformed Miami into a hub of Latin creativity, and then came the Mario boat lift of the 1980s, bringing thousands of Cuban musicians, painters, and writers whose voices became part of Miami's cultural DNA. Little Haiti added its own heartbeat throughout the cultural renaissance that embedded Caribbean identity into the arts here in Miami. By the 2000s, street murals and graffiti became regular stages and voices of pride, protest, and identity. Wynwood rose from the warehouse district to one of the world's most famous street art districts, and Art Basel Miami sealed our place on the global art map. Here, art isn't just decoration. It's history, resilience, it's lessons, it's activism, and identity. So here's my question. If you had to tell your story or your community's stories through art, what would it look like? And that's your Miami Minute. That's your Miami Minute. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you have a topic you want us to cover, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay cool, stay curious, and we'll see you next time. And that's the Miami Minute. Appropriate for like pretty much everything. So like for all the dozen hats you wear, like, so you mentioned the art gallery. Where is that located actually?
So Robin Ryle Fine Art is a company that my husband and I started in 2008, and we're not a physical space. We are dealers, and so we sell internationally. A lot of our clients are kind of all over the map. And we mainly focus on 20th century work. So we sell investment level art from Picasso, Dali, Calder, Warhol. And so we have a really flexible business model. We've always kind of kept it that way. We're able to pop into countries and stay there for a while and still run our business that way. So that's what Robin Ryle does. That's what our business does. And then we also founded a nonprofit in 2020. And that's a whole nother thing.
I was going to ask what inspired the
My
creation
husband,
of it.
actually, his story, it's a cool story. He was in Big Brothers Big Sisters as a kid and grew
Great
up
program.
kind of similarly. Yeah, it's a great program. Kind of grew up similarly to these kids. And the way that he got into the world of art actually was through comics. So he was a voracious comic book reader. He wasn't interested in reading so much as a kid, but he, got into comic books. And then got into art that way. So started studying illustration, started illustrating himself. Then he went along to University of Florida, became an illustrator for their school newspaper there, majored in art history, and then did a career in art. So when we had our business established for a while, we know what we're doing. We always had wanted to be involved in the Miami community. How do we do that? We want to do that with kids. We knew that. So it was going to be art and kids. So we reached out to Big Brothers Big Sisters. And then we said, hey, we'd love to teach them how to draw comic characters. This could be a really fun, kind of unique class. And then we ended up really loving teaching the kids. So we would go in once a week to Big Brothers Big Sisters, teach them comic theory, teach them how to illustrate the characters. And of course, because they're kids, they're going to tell you what's up. It's not the other way around.
Yeah,
so they're
that's
like,
what
we
usually
want to
works.
draw, SpongeBob SquarePants. So I was like, okay. So we branched it from just comics to cartoons as well. And then a pediatrician up in Toronto told us, she said, I wish that your program could be up in Toronto. And this was 2019, right? And so we're like, yeah, that would be great, but had no concept of how we would do that. But then we started thinking, maybe this should be beyond a class. Maybe it should be something bigger than that. Maybe it should be a nonprofit. So we applied for nonprofit status in 2019. February, we get it. 2020, schools shut in
Pandemic
March.
shows up and everybody
So we're
goes
like,
home.
but listen, we started our company in 2008 during the height of the recession. We start Comic Kids in 2020. So if there's a cataclysmic time going on, we're gonna
That's
start
your
something.
gift,
It's
so-
kind of our
They're massive.
So we just got to
It's our
watch. Next
jam.
time they start business, we know something's going to go.
Something's coming,
blow up.
Armageddon.
Got it.
But since then, what's kind of amazing about it is that because we already came into the nonprofit being business owners and having a highly virtual model, right? And then 2020 hit, we're like, well, you know what? Let's pivot. Let's try this virtual teaching. And that summer, we started teaching at University of Miami at the Low Art Museum and helped them with their summer camp that normally was an in-person camp. So we taught 84 characters, taught how to draw the
How
kids,
to draw the different characters in the book.
Yes, Disney princess, all the fun stuff. And then from there, the nonprofit just kind of, that's how we started, right? So since then, we've been able to really grow a lot. We've, produced our fourth, we just finished our
fourth one?
fourth book. Yeah.
Wow.
This one is really special. It's for children on the autism spectrum. And so we actually...
I didn't mean to hand that to you at the right time, Tico. It was just coincidence when you said autism.
So that book is
I love this.
from...
It's a great book.
Yeah, so we've got 4 of them, and then this one actually isn't even the official book yet. I should be receiving it today, and it was funded by the Coral Gables Community Foundation for the children at Crystal Academy, which is a school in Coral Gables that helps children on the autism spectrum. So what we did is we interviewed the school and figured out what the teachers would like to be able to see. How can we create an art book for kids that might have challenges with fine motor control or, different challenges that they might have. So how can we create an art book that's inclusive? So we interviewed the school. They gave us their wish list, and we compiled a book based on the alphabet they wanted to do and also activities that could be seen kind of around the city. So there's Coral Gables landmarks in the book so that the kids can recognize it. The Biltmore Hotel, the Granada Golf Course is in there. But yeah, that's really a big part of what we're doing is creating digital content. So we're creating books. We have a huge curriculum that we send out. It's a free curriculum that we put online. We send to a bunch of different organizations. We've had 65,000 downloads this year alone
that's
by
amazing.
teachers. That's not the amount of
she beat our
kids. That's the
podcast.
amount of. Should I go now?
That's a good thing. No.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of reach, and it's international, and then we're also
It's
rolling
mostly,
out.
I mean, it's not just for teachers to download. Can parents and others
Yes,
download
parents
as
can
well?
download. It's free to everybody.
That's awesome.
But our kind of our end user is children, but our target demographic is teachers. So we really want to make art curriculum accessible so that teachers everywhere can give it to their students without having the challenges of funding for
Funding
it.
of-
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is spectacular. I
That
guess
is
whose
spectacular.
wife is a teacher.
Whose wife's the teacher?
What's-
It's your. Can put her in contact with me? I can help.
100%.
My sister's a teacher too.
Yes, and last year she
Awesome.
had 2 special needs kids, and she dealt. And I hear the stories every day
Yeah.
about them, and I think this year one. And I was going to ask you why, but I think I know the why. At least I know what happened to me, an experience. I'm just going to share. I know I'm not supposed to talk during Irvan's time. He's very critical about it, but I'm jumping in for a sec. I had an experience. I do a lot. I don't know why. Don't ask why. I do a lot of this when it comes to my town of Miami Lakes. You know, with the mayors, I go to ribbon cuttings. We do proclamations. We do events. And we were in the middle of an event, and the mayor says, "Oh, I'm supposed to stop by this other event that's happening today. Can you come with us and do content? I'll do my camera. I take pictures." And it was a special needs digital class. They were doing a digital class, and it was the presentation. They were all presenting their digital creations, little cartoons that they made
Yeah,
digitally.
amazing.
And then the following week was the presentation, where they were giving out the awards and all that. But I went to the class, and it was just a classroom with kids and all of them with their computer. And then the mayor went one by one, which I couldn't believe he did either, because we were in a hurry to get to another ribbon cutting. So we went ribbon cutting, this and that, but I was in tears and I didn't want to leave. One by one, the kids presenting their digital creations, like their little story. They made little cartoons, 1 second long, some of them, 3 seconds long, the other ones. But the passion and the intensity and the genius to do that,
Sure.
it was incredible. And the love and the way that they reacted to the mayor being there and them showing it, I'm getting teary-eyed now. It was the most.
Don't
So
make
I
me
know
cry.
the why. I'm not gonna even ask you why you do this,
Right.
because that was worth it. I told the mayor I'd rather do this every day of the week than do another ribbon cutting for a new business, even though that's what we're here for. That was the most beautiful experience for me ever. I sent it to them, the newspaper. I told them, if you don't publish this, I'll never send you another picture again. It was spectacular. So I know the why. I won't ask you, and I know how hard it is. And the teachers that were there were so incredible. The patience
Oh yeah.
and the kindness, and their voices almost sounded like cartoon characters from Disney World, the way
Yeah.
that they are.
It's,
I go, how
it's
do you have that
humanity at
energy?
its best. It really is. It's humanity at its
It's
best.
crazy,
Right?
which is basically what you're doing. You're like my Mickey Mouse.
I'm working on
Or
it.
my Minnie
You're
Mouse
working on
today, what you're doing with this, which is spectacular. So thank you for that.
Awesome.
And I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. And I'm
That's
sorry,
wonderful.
Irvans, for interrupting.
No
your-
apologies
No, that
needed.
was
I
great.
think- but I do
Yeah.
feel like exactly what you're saying. I think that art being this universal language in terms of how anyone can get in where you fit in. It doesn't matter how good it's. Good is relative, right? It just use it as a form to express yourself.
Sure.
Because my brother had a similar story to your husband, where like he was totally inspired by art growing up, and comic books is what we collected and read.
Sure.
We probably should have kept some of them. Some probably been worth some money now.
Totally
We
should
had
have
no
kept some of
idea.
them.
We just took them and we. But that's what he used to love to draw, and he used to draw everything. But he's an architect now. He teaches
course,
at USC
right?
and everything. But it was really just through art and comics that really
That's incredible.
started that. And are you an artist?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I drew all the things.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Explains the studio.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So my husband, both my husband and I are.
That's what inspires the
artists.
characters. You guys just is it really just communicating with the students and the children and the teachers that inspires what you select to put in the books?
So the books are our own creations, right? So and we're actually working on another one right now. But we actually teach kids a lot of times when a new movie comes out. So K-pop Demon Hunters, for example. I don't know if you're in the know with that. If you're a parent,
I've heard the name. I haven't
Okay.
seen any of that stuff, but I've heard it.
okay, it is the number
My
one
daughter's
Netflix
watched it,
animated movie. She's watched it, right? She knows all the songs. So look, for example, that we created a bunch of content for that, a bunch of art activities for that. We taught it last week at Nicholas Children's Hospital. We teach there regularly. So anytime a new movie comes out that's relevant for kids, animated movies, we're going to teach how to draw those characters.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's fun, and they think it's cool, and then that makes us cool We're all trying to
Ish.
just be coolish.
You're still parents.
Exactly.
And how do you, I guess, the difference in terms of if you're creating some of this artwork or these books for kids on the spectrum, what's the distinction between that for children who are on the spectrum? What do you add to it in terms of the what am I trying to say?
I know what you're saying. I got you.
Because there's to me, I didn't.
Yeah, you want to understand. Let me if I tell you a little bit of what's in the book, that might kind of explain it a little. So one of the things that's in the book is first, it's highly representative, right? So we make certain that there are children in there that physically look like they can be identified, and that's not necessarily the case with autism, right? But we have children in the book that we drew that have Down syndrome. We have children that are playing with fidget spinners, that are wearing headphones. That's another thing that you see a lot with autistic children. We've got AAC devices, which are the type of devices that kids use to communicate. Yeah. So from a representative standpoint in the book, that's what we put in there so that kids would see it. From a curriculum standpoint, the book is an alphabet and activity book, but the alphabet is not in alphabetical order. It's in the order of what's easier for kids to be able to do first. So that's vertical and horizontal lines. Yeah. So basically it's representative. We make it, there's references of phrases that certain schools might use that are empowering phrases. We've got superhero characters where they can create their own superheroes in the book. So it's for fine motor control. So creating lines that are easier for kids that might have difficulties with fine motor control. And also so that they see themselves and so that all kids see themselves. So this is a book that we specifically made for children on the autism spectrum, but it is also a great book for 5 to 7-year-old kids that are learning the alphabet, learning how to draw and how to write. So it is going to be on Amazon. All of our books are on Amazon. That's just an easy way for us to be able to kind of get them out there, distribute them.
If someone were to search for it on Amazon, what would they search for?
Probably my name is the best way to do it, Kat Barrow-Horth. That's my name.
Awesome. Yeah. And then do you have a website?
Yes, it's comickids.org.
Pretty
That's our
straightforward.
website. We've got all of our curriculum. It's all free on there. So any parent, teacher can go download it. We also put everything on Teachers Pay Teachers. Yeah.
Yeah. You can see the cool logo right here. Comic Kids. It's excellent. It actually, it's got a great. We make brands.
Oh, you do?
That's part of the thing. So I saw this. It was spectacular. I tried to get a free T-shirt out of it, but she came. I'm sorry, we don't have any size. Yours. Very mean. So I'll have to buy one.
I got you a card though. Like
that's how big and it's artistic. So this will be worth money, and it comes with a comic on the back, a comic sticker. All right, I'm going to get a little boring. Okay. Because Strive305, again, like I said, it's to help the small businesses and promote businesses like yourself. Mm-hmm. But I want to ask you a question regarding your business, how you created. You said this is a nonprofit. Mm-hmm. Was there difficulty when you created the nonprofit? Did it take long?
No.
How did you do it?
It was pretty easy, actually. Yeah, well, we had already started teaching first, right? Mm-hmm. So we had been volunteer teaching for a couple of years, so we already knew what we were doing. As business owners, we already were kind of well-versed in that arena as well. We understand what it is as small business owners. You wear all the hats. Yeah. All the little sombreros are on your head. So we already knew how to do all that. So when it came to starting a nonprofit, it actually is, you've got your idea, you've got your concept, you've presented it to, I think it was the state. I should know this. And then they approve you or not. You get a letter in the mail. And we got ours on, February 2020, and then you're officially a nonprofit. And it's interesting because a nonprofit is very much a business. Like a lot of people, it's the business of doing awesome stuff, but it's a business.
People should really learn to run them more like business. A lot of people don't, but they really should.
And that's a lot of the vision that we have for Comic Kids, to be by focusing on video content. That's something that we're going to be rolling out. We're actually super excited about it with University of Miami. This fall, we're rolling out Spanish and English drawing videos for children in pediatric hospitals through the Ryan Seacrest Foundation. And Ryan Seacrest creates amazing studio spaces in pediatric hospitals. Really? And yeah, it's very cool. And they're they're building their 15th one in Nicholas Children's Hospital. So it's a national, they have about 3.8 million patients come in throughout the course of the year in all their hospital systems. So they create a studio, and then they have people come in like us or, big entertainers to be able to entertain the kids. And they have closed circuit TVs, so the kids will be able to see the videos and the program that's running in the studios in their hospital rooms. You had asked earlier about kind of inspiration and with the book and all that, and how do we create things for children that are autistic, or why did we do that? And a lot of it actually stemmed from our work with pediatrics, right? So we've taught in hospitals a lot, and that's an incredible experience, right?
Hospital?
Yes.
Yeah.
The first time that I taught, I did not have a background in that. So I was very nervous actually about teaching kids in a pediatric hospital. I didn't know if I would be able to kind of handle it, because you don't know. You don't know what you're going to see. And if you're not an expert in that. And what I realized in the very first class, which is so cool, and I wish more people understood, is that kids are kids are kids. They're going to tell you what's up, whether they're hooked up to IVs and all the things, right? So I mispronounced a Pokemon character's name, shame on me, and
Shame.
I got told. And what I loved about that experience was that when you realize that, when you go into it and you're like, kids are just kids, right? They like the same thing. They want the same things,
Doesn't
right?
matter what they're going through.
It doesn't matter. And, and another thing with pediatrics, it's so important that a lot of people don't, I think as parents, we can understand or, kind of understand what it would be like to have a child in long-term care. It's a full family experience. So the parents are taking the classes with us. I taught a little girl last week at Nicholas Children's Hospital who is on the spectrum, and I've taught her before, right? And that means she's in the hospital for a very long time. Like I taught her months ago, and her mom was there during the class too. So this is something that the full family is around. So we're very passionate
and they
about.
can take that home with them, and not go download things and things like that.
Yeah.
But along the same line,
She's killing me. Yeah.
Do we have tissues? Let's do that. Let's get real.
Now you're making me flash back. I had a similar situation with a cancer hospital, and they asked somebody that was part of, donating money and helping the hospital for kids. Same thing. They asked me, hey, Tico, can you please come out? We want your energy there. And I go, but where? To the hospital, the patients, the kids that are patients in the hospital. I went. I was terrified. Yeah. I go, what am I going to see? How am I going to deal with it? What do I say? How do I work it? And when I get there, it's 100% what you're saying. They're kids. I just started doing my crazy stuff, and they were engaging. Like you said, some of them, with the connection, the no hair, like you were, but no hair. But I mean, because they were dealing with, and it was like again, another one of those great. Now you're making me flash back to that. I want to do that again. We're going to do that together as part of
Strive305. I've done it
305.
before. I volunteered.
Yeah, but we're going to go together. How much crazy fun would that be? Because you leave there feeling energized.
I got way more out of it when I volunteered there. I volunteered for like a couple of years at a children's clinic as well, and I got way more out of it than the kids did.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. You almost feel guilty.
Yeah.
You're like, is it for me or is it for them?
You see what you're doing? And these type of books there for them too, because
definitely.
That was the thing. And then we'd all go to the playroom together, and I'd engage and play with them and hang out. And I was like, I was really scared. I've never been so scared in my life than to go and do that because you don't know what to expect. You don't know, and you don't want to say anything wrong, and you don't want to do anything wrong. But approaching it and understanding that kids are kids, that's very helpful way to do it. There's also something called the Disability Resource Fair that Miami's going to be having on September 6th, and it's going to be out at the Youth Fair location. And so that we're going to have our book there, and we're going to be meeting a lot of families with children with disabilities and also other organizations that serve these kids. So we're really excited to be able to go to that because we want people to know our curriculum is free. Anybody can get it. We do book drives, and we want to be a resource for any organization, any school, any parent that wants to have art for their kids.
No, I'll definitely be sharing. I know 4 different places I can share it. One last question I have, as a parent of an artist, if you had to give advice for an artist just like you starting a business, what would your advice be to them?
Well, I'm actually going to give you advice as a parent first, and then
that's why I keep my hair low.
Yes,
I can grow hair. I just shave it all.
How old's your child?
I have an 18-year-old daughter. She's in her senior year of high school, and I have a 25-year-old. She's finishing up at FIU and finishing her art degree.
Amazing. So I'll say this: a lot of parents can get. Why I want to approach you about this first. A lot of parents get nervous having a child that has, specializing in art because they don't know what are you going to do, what's practical, right?
Yep.
And that's what we all hear. I was a studio art minor. My husband was an art history major. Anybody that is specializing in the arts in any way, they get questioned about it. How practical is it, right? And I will say this, and this is my soapbox, and if society as a whole understood this concept, I think we wouldn't be asking for funding in the arts so much because people would actually understand how relevant and necessary the arts are.
Yeah.
If you had mentioned earlier about going into architecture, it was your brother, right, that went into architecture, and kind of comics were a catalyst to that. Children are going to start exhibiting that very young if they're artistic in any way. And I'm not just talking about drawing, right? I'm talking about the arts in general. They're artistic people, and you know it. Instead of the word artist, use the word creator, right? Because what a creator does, and what we can all kind of wrap our brains around a little bit more, is a creator is the one that's making everything on our bodies, in our purses, in our house, right?
And when you use that language, it also expands completely the context of everything.
So if your daughter has a background in art, she is limitless from a creative standpoint, because you could be talking about architecture, furniture design, fashion design. You could be talking about music, anything that's physically on your body. So I think that having a foundation in arts is an amazing thing, because it really can catapult you into so many creative fields. Yeah. And they're everywhere. Because if you're creating a product, right, you need a creative person that's doing that. You need a creative person that's packaging that product, that's marketing that product. So, get out there, get her out there, have her talk to gallerists, have her talk to all. My
experience with my brother was a good one, so I'm definitely not scared for her in that sense, but I'm definitely pushing her out there. And because she's an artist, she's very highly detailed. Yeah, she does great data work.
Interesting.
Because she's just really focused on those types of things, but we can dive into that later, but I'll
next time.
I'll definitely connect her with you.
Yeah, it just happened.
That's what happens when you talk to Irvans. It feels like if you're
you're the one
for 5 minutes. Me, I never said anything. Okay, we're over time. I'm getting screamed at. Emily just threw a flower at me. All right, really quick. I gotta do quick thanks now because we ran out of time. Sure. So thank you for being here. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for this. Thank you for bringing back all those wonderful memories for me. Thank you, Exquisito Gourmet, for everything you brought to. By the way, I ate most of this one. Be careful, this little gold thing you don't eat. I tried to eat it, but it doesn't taste like anything.
I'll make a mental note.
I already took bites out of my sandwiches.
And the candles?
Candles by M&M. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you, Morgan and Mason, for Madison and Mason. Madison and Mason. Morgan is one of my nephews. Okay, thank you, both of you, for being here. Thank you for bringing that to us. Thank you, Irvans, for being the best co-host and best friend a guy could have. And we met doing this, believe it or not.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I met his wife last week for the first time. She was terrified. She drove away really fast when she met me. Whatever. You
get accused of being a lot. Sometimes. I have no idea what that feels
like.
Or
not enough. My wife says not enough. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for this. I'm not allowed to open it on air, but I will later.
That's very thoughtful.
And then thank you, Grant Miller. Thank you, Michael Miller. Thank you, Randy News. Thank you, Mayor Levine Cava. Thank you, Manny Sid. Thank you, everybody.
And what's our producer's name?
Emily, the best producer.
Thank you very much.
We have the best producer today, Emily. Alex is on break, I guess, or she got rid of him. I knew eventually she'd take over his spot. Believe it or not, she also hosts a podcast.
Does she?
Yes, she has podcasts on there.
What's it called?
It the other day. I don't know. What's it called, Emily?
What's it called, Emily?
Everything with Emily. Look at that. Our producer is a podcast.
I should have guessed that.
Next week, I might be replaced. You might see Emily sitting here. Okay, goodbye, everybody. Count us down, Emily, because I'll keep talking. You know me.
Thanks a lot, folks.
Thank you.